Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy, and today we are going to look at another box. That's right, another box from my deck collection. This is box number 27. Now, normally, these are blind boxes, but I can see over here on the side, it says bicycle. Now, that doesn't mean it's an entire box filled with decks devoted to bicycle theme. No. These would be bicycle branded decks. That's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing that the decks inside here are all bicycle branded, and it's a little longer than my normal. Just taking a quick peruse, it definitely looks like these are bicycle cards, and so I'm going to scooch them all this way, and we'll get started with our very first deck. And the very first deck is Poker Streamline, which is not bicycle branded. I don't know how this ended up in here. I guess it's because it's United States Playing Card Company, I guess. But Streamline cards, we've talked about this before, are non-coated. So they are just a standard paper. This says they're United States Playing Card Company, right? That's what it says. But I bet, see, it even says smooth finish. Smooth finish means doesn't have air cushion. It says 2009 on the back. I'm looking for imported and distributed in Canada by International Playing Card Company Limited. So that's one clue. And then, yeah, that's all it says. So, oh, wait, down here at the bottom, made in China. Made in China. And you're like, what? How is that possible? It says United States Playing Card Company. How are they made it in China? They're outsourced. Yeah, they're outsourced. So Bicycle did at one time make Streamline, and they were a smooth finish. That's what they were. But now they just outsourced them to China. So before I had said, Streamline, look at that. Look how clumpy that is. Just gross. Before I had said that Streamline cards were good for practice decks and good for throwing, but when they're China decks, they're not good for much. Not good for much. Those are your jokers. Usually when you see those jokers, and that's what the Streamline courts look like. I'll show you their ace of spades, but usually you see that ace and those jokers, and you know it's a Streamline deck. So it used to be one of their staple brands, Bicycle, and it was just like the inexpensive one. You could find Streamline decks at the grocery store, and that's the deck I used to buy because it was cheap, and I liked Streamline, but picked these up because I saw, the old school tuck, and I was like, ooh, but China cards. So, yippee. Here is a set right here, and I'm thinking these are called Peacock because of the peacock feathers. First and Fun, bicycle cards, playing cards. The aces will say. So, you got purple and green, and this still counts, right? As long as it's got the bicycle logo up there, it's considered a bicycle branded deck. And maybe not surprisingly, but there are people that collect bicycle cards who really don't collect anything else. Like, they're not card collectors, they're bicycle card collectors. So that's what they prefer. There's your ace on the green, and as you can see, there's a green border, right? And it says functional artistry since 1885. There's a green border on all the cards, and we'll see the same thing when we look at the purple. Here's the court cards. I'm going to put green off to the side. I still think this is called Peacock, even though I haven't seen anything yet that verifies that. Wait, maybe on the tuck flap? Nope. Nope. So, much better. There's your back design, right? And you get a ad card, and you get two black and white jokers. Okay. And now you have a purple border going around. See, it's around all the cards. So it brings the frame in a little bit more. And then you can see the court cards have the purple and the green from both decks. So it makes having a nice little set, right? But red cards and black cards are the same. And I believe you just get extra ad cards, nothing else with these. And these you could find, when these were for sale, they were everywhere. So I have a Rummy deck. I'm just gonna check to see what those are. Aha, there it is. I have another Rummy deck. Double checking my stuff. Okay, I know where I'm going. All right, so blue and red Rummy. And this is a deck that was made to look like, it was like a wheelback deck from Vintage, but they made them Rummy cards. So I got them strictly for the back design because it's a recreation of an old school deck. Bicycle did a series of these a while back where they were bringing back the classic backs, but then making them as game decks. So this was the Rummy stack. It's a blue, beautiful handling cards. So really nice. Oh, there's a lone straggler in there. What is it? It's a Gin Rummy scorecard. That's helpful. I figured we'd look at red. Yes. So, beautiful air cushion finish. Handles great. Feels great. Looks great. I like that. I like that back design. So you got a guaranteed joker. You got a standard joker. You got a big vintage looking ace of spades. It says number 71, Bicycle Rummy. And you get quad pips in each corner, which is kind of a vintage look. You get that Rummy card. And anything else? Blue bordered court cards, and they're fully standard. Probably going to see a lot of standard in this box because it's Bicycle, right? Come on. But if I can find the name of that back design, I'll put it up on the screen. Then we move on to the Arco reprints. So there was blue, black, green, and, well, red, black, green, and blue. I got those out of order. These are the 501s. Okay. And this was of course, reprint. Originally, Arcos didn't come in all these colors. Looking for a year. 2010. 2010. And let's do black and green first. So there's the black back design. These feel really clumpy. They are super clumpy. What the hey? Just been in their boxes too long? Gotta get some air in there. Let's see if that works. Nope, didn't work any better. So clumpy. That's always disheartening, right? Says they're made in the USA. And green. There's green. The backs are gonna look the same, except just different colors, right? See if I can get some air. Nope. Clumpola. Massively clumpy. And you won't find out if your deck clumps up until much later. So my advice, use your cards, play with your cards. Don't let them sit in storage because they actually get worse over time if not cared for. So this is red. Way better. So obviously this is a different stock. Red was a different stock. So let's move those off to the side and let's look at blue. I can already tell I can already tell blue is gross. Oh, not too bad. Let me see. Oh yeah, not bad at all. There's blue and a double blank. That's an interesting card to put in there. A double blank and Streamline Jokers. The Streamline Ace of Spades, right? And kind of that's not a standard spade. And you get those court cards. And nice big diamond pips. I like those. The blue and the red are nice decks. I like those. See if you got anything extra here. Just that. Oh, so it's a blank back. Or sorry, a blank face and a double blank is what you get. Is it going to be the same with the red? Yes. So the red is exactly the same. Yep. But you saw red. All right. Moving on. Moving right along. What movie is that from? Red Plastic Cup, because they can't say Red Solo Cup for some reason. Air cushion, made in the USA. First and fun. That was like their slogan for a little while. Full edge-to-edge border. This should have been marked cards, right? This should have been a marked deck. Looks like brick is what it looks like. You know, it looks like a brick wall. Don't know that it looks like solo cups, but it has its purpose. Colored joker and a guaranteed joker. The Ace of Spades is a solo cup. And standard. Yep, fully standard. Fully standard deck. Blue bordered quartz. Everything's normal. 100%. Probably came with ad cards, and I took them out and turned them into bookmarks. That's what I do. Those two go together. That's by itself. That's by itself. Let's look at... Is Scorpion by itself? Let's check. Scorpion. I really thought there was two of these. But I don't think so. I don't see it. Playingcarddex.com. Scorpion. They did a bunch of animals. Right? They did a bunch of animals and insects. So if you have a favorite animal or a favorite insect, by playingcarddex.com probably has your favorite. So let's see. That's the back. Black bordered mirrored image of a scorpion who is not my preferred character in Mortal Kombat. I'd take Sub-Zero before I took Scorpion, but he's not my favorite ninja. Who's your favorite ninja in Mortal Kombat? Here's your ace. Everything's custom. You got a border, got some little squatty pips, and the black suits are white, obviously, because it's a black back. Here's a court card we've seen, artwork we've seen before with playingcarddex.com. Big, huge pip there. Somebody made a weird noise downstairs. Red border for the red. And then fully red. It's very Halloween looking. Fully red quartz. So, and then white for black. Is there anything else going on in this deck? Get a double backer. And dancing jesters. This should be Rock, the artist. Can't see. Nothing on there. I wasn't expecting a playingcarddex.com deck in here. Such a weird box that I made, and I wrote bicycle on it. It's clearly not just bicycle. Steamboats is another United States playing card company brand. 999s, right? This is a favorite amongst the Magi. Because back in the day, there wasn't that many cards to collect. Right? There wasn't that many custom cards. So it's a full bleed, edge-to-edge casino deck, but it's not a B deck. So Steamboats was a nice alternative. I do not know what order I have these cards in. It's very strange. Well, this was my only Steamboat, I think, and I think I did stuff with it. Like this was a deck I used. So it's not a deck I collected. And there's your ace. I thought I even had jokers in here. Back in the day when I didn't know better, I used to take my jokers out so that my cards would fit in the box looser. And I always found myself taking the jokers out anyway when I, did tricks. So I ended up leaving them out. So what ended up doing is ruining my collection. Because this is a Cincinnati, Ohio deck. And I got rid of the jokers. So that was dumb. Might as well do squeezers next because that is another USPCC brand. This is a cambric finish, standard size. Kind of a political cartoon back design. I like the front though because it looks kind of like an old school baseball team, right? These are the 9352 Bulldogs. Back design's a one-way image of that political cartoon. It's two dogs fighting each other, and they are named Squeezer and Trip. And it says in the corner that they are registered from 1877. The underneath says, "There is a tie that binds us to our home." There's your ace of spades. So it doesn't really have a fan when it's a one-way image, right? There's the rules of poker right there. And standard. Standard reds, standard blacks, standard courts, and no jokers once again, because I threw them away. Let's look at, what are these two? Those are interesting. Why do I have those? So here's an old red back deck, an 808 deck with the old school back. Look at that tongue flap. Huge. Blue tuck seal, right? So this is obviously an old deck. F1602 is the date code at the bottom. If you wanted to date this out yourself, F1602. And it is a real vintage bicycle deck. Like, look at that. That is an old deck. And not made to look old. This is, I'm gingerly handling it because it is a really old deck. So blue bordered quartz. Everything's yellowed with age. Yep. I'll try to find the date code for you and stick the date on the screen of what I think it would be. But yes, blue seal, Cincinnati, Ohio, large tongue flap. That is an old deck. Probably worth $5. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. No clue. Let's do, we got lots more. So this is the anniversary edition bicycle, 125 years. Another vintage back, 1885 to 2010. So 2010 was a good year for bicycle. They did a lot of reprints. 125th anniversary edition. So there's the back design, recreation from days of yore. And there's your spread. Jokers. Well, I saw one joker. This is also mixed up. Do I just have the one joker? Let's see. So it has a best Bauer card and a joker. Okay. And then down at the bottom, It says 1885 Bicycle Joker, 2010 Bicycle Joker. Okay. And then your Ace of Spades is that Freedom, Lady Liberty center, made to look old school. And then you get the date code in each corner of the pip and indice cards, and the court cards say that they're 125th anniversary edition. Custom spades, chunky hearts, blue bordered court cards, chunky diamonds, and what do clubs look like? Little puppy dog feet. And the box has a chromed out foil look to it. This deck is the same, but it's just an expert back. So expert back playing cards, but this is just the standard expert back. And they released this later in 2012 because they had that template, right? They had all the art, and then they just made it look old. So they gave it like a fudged up look, and they even like did the edges, see? And then they put mess all over the cards. So every card face has like age worn on it, which I like. I like it when they do that fake vintage. So every single card has kind of a watermark, some more heavily than others. There's your court cards. Kind of a shrunken in look, more centered, right? But every card has, see, a different stain. It's not just the same effect applied throughout. They're all unique, except for the border on the back. The border on the back, those are the same. But this is the expert back. And this is Tragic Royalty playing cards. This is back when they were doing, this cartoon thing with the back. They started doing it with the front too. And they would show you just like the corner. They stopped doing that after a while. This is also half in French. The year is 2008. Tragic Royalty. Oh, these don't feel good. They feel kind of clumpy. So it's a bicycle back, or sorry, it's an 808 back, but kind of recolored in grays and reds. So the white border is gray. And then they just colored the four angels and the bicycle rider red. So it kind of has like a Halloween feel to it. So guarantee Joker in gray, full Joker in gray, bicycle ad card, Ace of Spades with some cobwebs and a spider. And then your court cards are custom. They have the Tragic Royalty faces. They're all custom faces. The spades kind of have a Tim Burton look to them. I think that's what I would call it. And diamonds look like that. And different court cards. Can you see those faces? I know it's white on white, but she's grumpy looking, right? And then your clubs. And then diamonds. I am the Pumpkin King. Queen. Jack. And your hearts look like that. They almost kind of look like Alice in Wonderland too. Tim Burton did Alice in Wonderland. That was a callback. 1001 Aladdins. Aladdins is another bicycle brand, and preferred by some because they are also not air cushion finish. They are smooth. So they have that plasticky feel to them. But some editions really like it. They like smooth finish. They're harder to find. But if you like smooth finish, Aladdin is where you get them. So you have a very slick, plasticky feel. Your jokers are the little elves breaking the bunny rabbit out of an egg, because that makes sense. And blue bordered quartz, and everything else is standard. Everything else is standard except the ace. Does my voice sound gravelly? A little lantern with a spade floating in it. National Card Co. Okay. And that's it. Nothing else exciting. You probably have a deck of Aladdins, I would assume. I would assume that you have a deck of Aladdins, and I would assume you have a deck of Tally Ho. Both circle back and fan back, correct? Those are the standards. You should have those. If you have a card collection, you've got Tally Ho's and Aladdins floating around. Right? And Arcos, right? I hope so. Tally Ho, Ace of Spades, Darty. This is another deck that a lot of magicians like. They're convinced that they're made better. There's your Joker and Guarantee card, which is also a Joker card. And standard, right? Standard everything. Blue bordered quartz. The only thing different is the jokers, the ace of spades, and the back design. So there's the blue and the red. Okay, and they're gonna be the same faces. I interestingly put this deck back together from storage. I wonder if it dropped or something. Yeah, Joker's the same. Everything's the same. There's nothing at all different. Circle back and fan back. Number 9s. Yep. Actually, why am I saying fan backs? Yeah, they are. I wasn't. It's the original fan back. That's what it says. Does this say original circle back? It does. Well, that's helpful. That's helpful. What's we got left? Oh, I can save those for last. So here's Thistleback. Thistleback. It says 1891 to 1939, vintage design. It's going to have that same ace that we saw earlier. What's all this? Little leaves, 2 characters, a bicycle. Yep. The image doesn't look like it was... It doesn't look like it was redone. It's kind of faded. What's this? Oh, it's a Sudoku, and then the solution is on the back. Here's a ad card, and standard with blue bordered quartz, completely standard, standard. Here's your ace of spades. It says bicycle underneath. Playing cards, H1 613 Cincinnati, and you even get standard jokers, right? Standard. The end. Not a bicycle deck, nor a United States Playing Card Company printed. I mean, it's printed by Bicycle, but it's not. I'm saying it's not one of their brands. So Houdini. This is from the Magic Apple. Yep, the store, Magic Apple. He's a good follow on the social media. You should go check him out. Gold tuck seal. Very strange that this deck ended up being in a Bicycle branded box. Totally does not fit. It must have just been Looking for a deck to throw in that box. 2 pictures of Houdini in shackles. Because Houdini was the king of cuffs, kids. There's your Ace of Spades. And I was joking, right? You know his name was not David. That was in another video. I said Houdini's real name was David. His real name was Eric. Eric Weiss. Standard blacks. Blue bordered quartz. Wow, we haven't even seen black bordered quartz in this box. It's all been the same. Standard, 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 standard. Boring. Yep. Nothing here. Nothing to see here, kids. And then the last two, we're going to look at Pluma in blue and orange. This was, again, from 2013. Blue and orange, right? I really wanted these to be mark cards, but alas, they were not. But I really like the pattern on there. I'll show you orange. Wow, I barely even opened orange. Orange is going to be really faded, so I will put it back in the box because it doesn't look like it'll show up well on camera, or at least my camera. I don't know why that was in quotes. But I remember liking this when it came out. I think I gave it a really favorable review when it came out. It was part of that fashion series. They were doing 2 of every deck, and I think all the pips and indices and quartz were the same in those. So you have that. There's that spade. Looks like a tree. Here's your spade quartz, which kind of have a blue-gray look to them. The red diamonds are really deep red. Oh, and still blue for the quartz. So just blue, blue. I wonder if that means the other deck, they are orange. I would guess, right? Does that mean you're going to go open it and look? What do you think? Should I look? Add card. Standard joker, guarantee joker. I can look. If you want me to look, I can look. Here's what's going to happen. If the quartz are orange, I'll be happy. If they're not orange, I will say, that's lazy. They're orange. We knew they were going to be orange, right? Of course. So that was Pluma. And that's the end of my box. That is the end of my box. I was all excited when I saw this box, and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to share it with my... I'm in a Facebook group that does only bicycle cards. That's their rule. They're like, you can show cards in this Facebook group, but they can only be bicycle. So I was going to share this whole box as a video, never realizing that I had renegades and rogues inside this box. How silly of me. So, what'd you like? What didn't you like? What were your favorites? Tell me down below. Let me know what you guys liked. Thanks for hanging out with me and watching this box, and I will see you next time. Bye.